It's an absurd film about a couple who've chosen to go on a honeymoon in this fictional European country that just so happens to hate the smell of cabbage. So cabbage is outlawed. And then for reasons that are never sort of fully articulated clearly, one of the members of the couple has smuggled cabbages into the country, and it becomes sort of a chase through the woods as they have to sort of find their way out, and through that process they have to sort of investigate their marriage as well. My knowledge is limited, but what I do understand of it is that it's a cabbage forward a dish of leftovers that, as I understand it, it's named for the way cabbages. The noises they make when they're being, grilled, so fitting for a cabbage movie that begins with this couple being interrogated and under pressure.
Well, I think that we discussed how long they've been together before this marriage and honeymoon, and it's a well lived in relationship. These are two people that know each other very well and have been together for a very long time, and but they've now, yes, they're on this path of what's expected, and suddenly she's having this wake up of, maybe this isn't enough for me. And I think what's beautiful about the relationship is that there's a lot of love there, but they're just possibly not people who challenge each other or really even have a huge amount in common as they learn in the forest. And it sort of has this like adult fairy tale feel to the whole piece, but it's, there's a grounded dynamic hopefully at the heart of it. And Himesh and I, we met just when we started filming in Estonia a few days before. We had some rehearsals all together of just kind of finding this rhythm between them, because there is a kind of feeling that they can answer each other's sentences, and yet they're very individual people who have different needs. I think I could relate, like, we've all been in relationships where you really love someone, but maybe it's not a fit, and the challenges of that, and what path you choose for your life, and yeah, so I could relate to that, a younger iteration of myself.
I came on board about 2.5 years ago. I got the script and I just fell in love with it immediately. It was such a specific piece in every way possible, and I could imagine it immediately. And I already knew that Sarah was on board, and could immediately imagine that as like it just felt perfect to me, everything. So I was immediately, keen to be a part of it. And me and Evan spoke over video call and got on really well. So it just felt like it was something that it just felt like the right thing. So we just had to wait for the stars to align, and we got to do it eventually. And yeah, it was just everything about this story really that I adored. The sort of way it's exploring something that's so recognizable, so personal. The way that these two people are on a honeymoon, so they've committed to each other. They've been together for a while, yet one person certainly is not seeing or hearing the other one. And it's kind of heartbreaking as they sort of go through this incredibly intense experience together. And then the fact that the whole experience itself is just absurd. and one thing that summed it up for me was we were on set one day doing a sequence involving sort of the local community and lots of dancing and singing, and it was beautifully done. An amazing production designer who'd put all that together. And there were just so many times during that day where we'd do a take or do a rehearsal, and I'd look at Evan and he would just be like, "This is so stupid." And I was like, that's kind of what this whole thing is, but like at the heart of it, it's so moving and so touching. And it's just a really special, and it's turned out to be a very special film. So yeah.
Yeah, I came in a role that I guess I'm the other path Sarah's character could have taken in the most extreme version of that. I'm wearing bear skin the entire film, and I just had the best time. I remember reading the script for the first time, and my character was originally written for a 55-year-old grizzled Australian man. But I was like, I think I see a way into this. And luckily, Evan let me kind of do my own thing, and I just, I came in halfway through the shoot, and there was just this like beautifully strange, wonderful energy in Estonia, and I just rolled with it. And I love Evan's writing where it's so specific and so unique, but at the same time, he somehow still allows us to be free and find moments that aren't there. And I just had a blast.
I started really writing it when I was 21. And it was so long ago, I don't remember where it started, but I think it's fair to say I think it was essentially a writing exercise of trying to find sort of a character who makes the most extreme choice, and then punishing them in the most extreme way. The someone who makes the exact wrong choice for the situation. And so I think that's where it started, in a place of sort of pure absurdism, at a time in my life when everything did feel more absurd, and I didn't really understand who I was. So it's really grown up with me, and there's something now I'm finding that it's kind of lovely that I don't remember why, because it's now been this long, drawn-out exercise in trying to make something that made no sense that long ago make sense now. So I guess I sort of see this thing that we all did this summer as that, of trying to put some logic to something that is, purely illogical.